guys, welcome back to the channel. This is a major update on Xcn. Now, I'm going to walk you through exactly what happens now in this video. I'm sure many of you are wondering what is going on. Are we going to see Xcn go down, or are we going to see price go up? All will be revealed, so make sure you watch this video until the very end. Now, firstly, we're seeing a pullback on Xcn. This pullback started at the end of May, but this isn't unique to Onyxcoin because we saw this across the entire altcoin market. So there's nothing to worry about from that front. However, we need to establish whether we're going to see price continue its downside move or whether we're going to see a recovery and breakout this month. Now, this is what I will say. Xcn, believe it or not, in terms of the sell-off, has actually been quite modest. Only a 33% sell-off from its May highs. And in fact, those of you that bought on my free buy calls at the lows are still in profit, which is incredible and shows you how powerful having a good entry is. If you missed out on that free buy signal, it means you're not subscribed to the channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any more free buy signals on Xcn and more. But with that being said, even if you bought at the top, a 30% or 33% pullback isn't that bad. I just updated on a project that is down over 50% from its May high. So from that front, Xcn is doing pretty well. However, price needs to move now. And I actually think we are going to see a breakout, and I'll explain why shortly. Well, let me just explain why we will at least see a move back above our April highs. Well, number one, we believe Bitcoin will hit $120,000 within the next 2 weeks. We are already starting to see price bottom out at its current area. Bitcoin hit an all-time high last month, $111,000. Price pulled back to 103, not bad, and now we should see that last final rally to the upside. Now, many of you are wondering, well, what does Bitcoin have to do with this? Remember, when Bitcoin sneezes, the entire market catches a cold, which means the reason why we're actually seeing the pullback on on Xcn at the moment is simply because we saw a similar sell-off on Bitcoin towards the end of May, which is why that's also been reflected in other projects in the market. Now, as we're anticipating that rally, we should see Xcn Onyxcoin also make its way to the upside. Now, based on just a modest price move, I think we easily make our way back above at least our April highs, which is 100% away from where we currently are now. For perspective, $1,000 right now makes you over $1,000 profit. And remember, you can't go broke making a profit, right? And that's just a buy from our current area. And even if we were to look at the risk versus reward, well, let's just assume we could see further downside selling pressure. Well, we're looking at around, let's just say, a 30 percentage point move for 100 plus percentage point gain. I don't know about you guys, but it sounds like a great risk to reward to me. Now, obviously, if you're in this community, you probably hold a large amount of Xcn. So that's not what you're interested in. You want to know, how high is Xcn going to go? Where is it going to sell off? And is this an opportunity for me to add into my positions? Or should I be looking at sitting on my hands, waiting for the top again and selling? And that's the magic question, because assuming we see Xcn go back to its yearly highs, which is 240% away from where we currently are now, $1,000 makes you over $2,400. Well, guess what? If you bought at the start of the year, you're now back up over a 16x. If you bought again from my other free buy calls at the lows, you're up over a 5x. Now, again, these are incredible profits we're talking about. Now, depending on where or how long this takes to happen in alignment with Bitcoin's upside move and where Bitcoin starts to top out, that could be a completion of the phase one move. And by phase one move, I mean the next peak before we see a massive sell-off similar to what we saw at the start of the year. Now, we should see Xcn surpass this area. That's why everybody's in this. At least for phase one, we should be able to see Xcn at least achieve a 3 to 4x from its current area. If all goes well, we could even see a 5x, right? But this is what we're paying close attention to now, because ultimately, by the time the market peaks again, we need to make sure we take profit. Why? Last thing we want to see is a 90% sell-off, etc. So for example, on the last sell-off on Xcn, we saw an 84 percentage point sell-off. That's your 16x going all the way back down and only seeing a tiny amount of profit, right? And remember, 16x is a large percentage point move. $1,000 makes you over $16,000, right? So that's not a small percentage move. And by the time price goes back up to this area, you're looking at those kinds of profits again. Now, if you want to know when I'm personally planning to sell, number one, everybody watching this right now should already be in our free Telegram group, right? You can click the link in my description and make sure you download the Telegram app to begin with, because if you click the link, it will not work. Once you join the Telegram group, I actually have a video in there that shows you how to make 100,000 in 1 month and 16 days, 8-minute video pinned to the group. And I also give out some free gems in that group. I gave out a meme coin that was up over 300%. And even with the pullback, it's still up over 100%. Right, so make sure you're part of the free Telegram group. But if you want to know when I will be selling Xcn, when I will be looking to take profit on the overall market to get ready for phase two. So essentially, if you took profit at the start of the year, achieved 16x, waited for the price to bottom out again, then bought again at the lows, you would have 3 to 4x, or no, in this case, about a 2 to 3x on that 16x, which means you could be up well over 40x just based on buying back in at the lows. So that's what we're going to be getting ready for phase two. So if you want to know when I'm selling, what projects I'm buying, when to cash out on Xcn and more, you need to make sure you're a part of my Crypto Crew Premium channel. The link is in my description. But ultimately, guys, this is the next major milestone for Xcn. It's going to be the cash out. And that's why this price update is so important, because ultimately, we need to know where we're cashing out. Are we cashing out at 0.0298918? If price stalls while the overall market goes up, well, that might be a cash out point. Or do we cash out back to its yearly highs, 240% away at 0.051247? Or do we ride price out to the next major target of 0.0870424? And this is what I'm going to reveal in, of course, Crypto Crew Premium. So make sure you're all there. But ultimately, if you don't know what to do, you will ultimately lose. So get prepared, guys. We're in for an exciting next few weeks. Short term, I'm bullish overall. I'm expecting Bitcoin to go up, as I said. But ultimately, you need to know when to cash out. But that's it for now, guys. Make sure you're all subscribed. Make sure you understand nothing that you see in this video is financially advised. Always make sure to do your own independent research. And until next update, guys, seize the day.